Hey guys, it's Talking coming at you with another game of Geometry Dash. We're here, we're going to try the Ice Gauntlet. And today's something a little different. We're actually going to play with the game sound on, with the game music, which I've never done before. But this song, I looked it up and we can play it. So we'll get the real Geometry Dash experience, at least until I get tired of this song, because I do have a thing about repetitive sounds, so we'll try it for a while. Hi, Micro Monster. Let me know if it's too loud. But I can only do it for this one, because the next two don't have the same permissions. But... because I'm not fun, and I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a little kid, and I read the fine print. So the next two songs we can't do, but if we get to the, fourth level of the Ice Gauntlet, then we can do the sound again. You know, we might, okay, so I'm clearly not understanding what's supposed to go on here at all. Alright, I don't get it. You go there. Well, you know, I like the intro to this song. I'm not tired of hearing it yet. You guys might get tired of it. No. Alright, Alright, and then with practice mode, it goes into not being able to hear the music. Well, you know, we'll put the music back on when we try real attempts. And people have given me, like, very paragraph explanations of how I can get a different program and do some stuff to get the game sound on while I'm doing practice. I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, Micro Monster, you ask how I am. I'm okay. I am feeling fine. I've been playing a bunch of new games lately. Well, new to me, not new games. I've been playing games that came out 10 years ago. But having a good time with that. Alright, and then we just fall, and then it's a little ship thing. And then, okay, so that gear, I was not seeing that the gear was turning. I see, I mean, not really. You know, there's a lot of the fatal stuff in this level is not a color that I'm registering as being lethal. There's an in-game thing to make the practice music the normal level, but it costs a lot of the diamonds. Yeah, I don't know how much currency I have. I don't think it's very much. I've never spent any of it, but I just don't think I've gotten very much, right? Unless you get it sort of automatically. I don't know how the currency works. I know that sometimes I pick up a thing and then I never use it. The only thing I've ever used is the coins. Alright, we're just going to turn on the automatic thing to at least get a little further. It says this level is super easy, but I am terrible at the game, so, you know, what are you going to do? It shouldn't be this hard. This might be, like, of all the games I play, this is probably the one that I'm worst at. Which, I don't know if you've seen me play some other games, I'm really bad at most of them. No, that's unfair to me. I like to learn at my own pace, like everybody else. But Geometry Dash doesn't really allow for the sort of, you know, creative problem solving that I can pride myself on. You know, it's very binary in its results, and man, am I always on the zeros and never on the ones. It's okay. I only play Geometry Dash whenever I'm in a good enough mood to do something very badly in public for a while. I mean, relatively public. What are you gonna do? Normally, like, you know, so maybe this is like a therapy session. Whenever I feel good, I come in here to feel worse about myself. Wait, that's not what therapy is like. I don't know. Forget I said that. That's a dumb comparison. I mean, it's what it would be like for me. I don't go. I play Geometry Dash whenever I want to feel sad. Man, we are not nailing this. We can move it forward a little bit here. Yeah, reverse therapy. So how did you get your trauma? Well, you know, it all started whenever I was 38 years old and I picked up Geometry Dash for the first time. If only that were true. Anyway, not, you know, I mean, it's a little bit funny. My joke was funny. The concepts we're discussing aren't funny. I'm gonna laugh while I talk about myself in those regards anyway, though. Yeah, you know. You can take a totally well-adjusted person, put them in front of Geometry Dash, and turn them into a fountain of despair, so you can imagine what it's done to me. No, Geometry Dash has been good for me. Look, whenever I get upset by it, I quit. You know. Geometry Dash gave me the strength to go back and play one of my favorite games of recent years, Celeste, which I had, like, given up, because I felt like I wasn't good enough at it, you know, I was frustrated and stuff. And then I came and played Geometry Dash, and I did so bad so often. I flew off the map there. Interesting. I did so bad so often that it gave me the strength to return to Celeste Mountain and eventually climb it, or most of it. All right, so what's going on here? We go through this tunnel. We don't need a checkpoint at the beginning of the tunnel like that. We just... Yep. And now I'm all the way in 8B. Like, 2/3 of the way done with it. I don't know if that's going to be the time investment, but... And does anything here kill you? No. Okay. Well. I guess we should back it up and do a couple checkpoints. Man, we're gonna be on this level for a while. It's okay. I think the song's pretty good, you know, and playing a level that anybody else can beat in Geometry Dash easily, you know, that's just fine. I finally caught somebody streaming Geometry Dash because I'd never watched, like, I'd watched like a little bit of a replay of Bouncy Block's stream, and then he did a video on his achievement that I watched that was pretty good. But I realized that we just pushed all the diamonds back, so we'll just turn the music back on and go. But yeah, Bouncy was doing this absolutely bonkers thing where he had a little, like, roulette wheel that he was spinning whenever he died. He was trying to go through all of the mainline levels, and he was just suffering. And in that moment, I was like, this is truly content, you know? But a couple of the spins on the wheels were to beat a hard demon, and he just goes into this level 9 circles and just casually, like, goes through it as if he had done it 1,000 times, and then just, like, gets back to what he had been doing before. Really impressive stuff. But unlike him, I'm just gonna fail at the very beginning of this level for an extended period of time, and we can all listen to the build and this song together until you guys go crazy, or I do, whichever happens first. It is going to be me. I'm so bad at this game. Why do I keep on holding down the button? These are questions. And there we did the reverse of holding down the button by not jumping at all. That's also good. Alright, that is 2 frames further than before. That time I meant to jump. We are never, ever, ever beating this level, ever. It seems strange to me that people are always like, why aren't you playing with the music on? But I guess they probably expect you to get further than this, you know. It's okay. I'm only gonna play until I stop feeling alright, so this stream could end really soon. I just can't quit doing that wrong. I don't know why I can't, but I can't. Aw, the song's cool. I'm too bad at the level to hear it. I did not listen to it before. I just, I went to the Newgrounds page and looked at the commercial use agreement, blah, 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 attribution required. So the important thing is that they say, you know, that you can use it. Some of them will say not for commercial use, and putting something on YouTube is definitely commercial use. Or rather, definitely can be construed as that, which is close enough to definitely being that. Hello, KH. I am badly playing this level. I crashed again. Why? Why? Just when the song was getting good. I'm, like, motivated to do better at the level. Not strongly, you can tell that I suck. But I want to hear it. No, not again. New best. How is that better than anything? It's fine. Alright, we're back to failing right here again. No! Alright, a little further. It's actually, like, it's a lot of fun to play with the actual in-game music, but, you know, a lot of the songs on levels are what they are. No! Tell me if the music's a little loud. I can never tell. So normally I test things, but... No! The wave was, like, all weird and, like, incredibly thick looking there. I don't know why. Maybe it was slowed down. It was a cool effect. Maybe they just did a particle effect. No! I gotta fall to the pad. I misinterpreted it. No! I got too into the song. I actually really like it. One of the most surprising things about me now, to me, is that I like electronic music a lot. I never, like 20 years ago, I never, ever would have thought that that would be the case. But now stuff like this, like, I really like it. I wouldn't want to, like, listen to it in a room with people, but in my own room, it's quite nice. Oh, right into the wall. R.I.P. Did I get a new best of Club Step? No, I haven't played Club Step in, like, since, like, a couple weeks ago. a couple weeks ago, whenever the last stream was. I haven't played Geometry Dash since then. I didn't even try it today. I didn't want to mess with it. I was like, why not play a level I might be able to beat? Clearly this one, at, you know, mild orange angry face, is beyond my abilities. Why try for a demon, right? Let's just not jump. That would be good. Okay. You know, every death is a heartbreak. Because I actually like this song and I want to hear it, and I keep on going back to the build again. I crashed. I need to get better at this game so I can hear the song. No, I know I can just, you know, listen to it on the internet independently. Which I might well do if we play this for another hour and I don't beat it. I died. Blah. How could I not jump there? That's pretty bad. Still, you know, at least we did a little better. I put now playing Amplification in the title, like, because I'm gonna do so good on this Ice Gauntlet, you know, we're gonna have to change the title of the thing we're doing. Be me 10 years later, playing Amplification, desperately trying to hear the end of the song. Blah. Back to the beginning again, and then I do the bad jump. Okay. You say every attempt is a step closer not to perfection, but to mastery. Yes, perhaps. But but most of the steps that I take seem to lead me right into the pit of despair. Not for me, but before poor Sir Green Blockington, who suffers so much. He was sitting in his lawn chair, he was watching the clouds roll by, and then he gets yoinked out of his peaceful afterlife to be put into service again, to suffer for our amusement, to suffer for my lack of mastery. Poor little guy. Have fun, Sir Green Blockington. Have fun. No! I could feel that I did that input a little bit earlier, but I thought I could get away with it. I was wrong. And then I did the wrong jump again. That's excellent. That's one thing you can always be proud of yourself for. You know, I just need to stop thinking about what a level is rated. I can just tell myself this one's really hard, and it doesn't matter that it's not true. After all, a level's not easy until I can beat it. I, should have bounced there, I think. Great. Oh, well. Just a really clumsy timing there, I think. And that clearly had its own flaws. Why? Okay. Oh, actually the worst. It's fine, you know. I just need to stop thinking of it as a game that I'm losing and start thinking of it as the beginning of a song I get to hear over and over. No! Yeah, Natasha, this level has attribution that makes it okay, and I haven't gotten tired of it yet, although it might be getting close. I decided I would try to, like, look up this stuff and see if it was alright, because a lot of the levels people have sent me, like, the attribution isn't right for doing it anyway, but this one is. If we get past it, the second and the third levels aren't, but if we get to the fourth level, the music there is okay again. I didn't look up the level music for the fifth one on the wiki to Newgrounds thing. There's a very helpful wiki for Geometry Dash where, like, you can click on the Gauntlet and it'll tell you, like, all the music on it. You know, it's just a nice little, you know, online encyclopedia. You're familiar with online encyclopedias. It's a good one. So that is why I was able to look up the songs, even though I don't know what the levels are called. I crashed again. But the song's nice. I just, you know, it would be better if I could hear all of it, like, in a row, right? From the beginning to the end of the song, that's what I'm going for. But to do that, I have to beat the level, and that's where it's getting tougher. Also, good morning, Natasha. Nice to see you. We are just straight failing here, but it's okay. Indeed, the prize is the prize for beating it is hearing it. That's what I've been thinking. I'm like, man, I need to just get better at Geometry Dash so I can hear these great songs, ignoring that there might be possibly another way to hear it. But this is the only way that'll do. As I crash again, terrible. Embarrassing. Not really, that's not the right word. Poor performance indeed. All too easy. No! How did I miss that? It's fine. New best. Hooray. This song continues to be wonderful, and we continue to live our dream of hearing all of it. It could happen anytime. It won't. It could. No. You say, when I changed my icon? I did change an icon. I did. But it was to enhance the nature of Sir Green Blockington's appearance in the icon. It wasn't what people wanted me to do, I think. The spider now looks like a sweet mecha spider with Sir Green Blockington piloting it. It's awesome. You get it from beating Dash, I think. So I did change one, but you know, it just only to accentuate Sir Green Blockington's role. I crashed. So if there's one that makes like little dinosaur robot T-Rex boy like look more Green Blockington-esque, then we'll go with it, you know. Okay. I invite you to listen to this song with me forever. Alright, we're back to dying. We're back to dying at 1%. I was gonna say 8, but that wasn't the number. 1 is the percent. I died. Again. The good thing about dying at 8 is it almost sounds like it's supposed to... It almost sounds like it's supposed to happen there. Right. Anyway. We're back to dying at the very beginning. That's cool, you know, you don't want to do too good at a level. You don't want to just, like, sit down, play a cool level, hear an awesome song, and go on to the next one. You want to fail repeatedly. That's what you want. Yeah, it is a short level. I did go through it on practice. There aren't any, like, incredibly difficult parts. It's not supposed to be so difficult. And yet. No! Duffy, you say, did I beat Death Moon? Yeah, we beat Death Moon, some time ago. 7,035 attempts. The current level we can't beat is Club Step, but I mean, the even more current level we can't beat is this one. Although, I do hope that that will change eventually. It may not change immediately. I didn't jump again. Feels bad. I really like this song, and I just want to hear it. I'm not doing well in my, my attempt to make that happen. Yikes. Okay. I thought I did that right. You can tell I didn't do it right because of the way that I died, but I did think right until that moment that it was on. So you think you beat it this stream? I hope so, you know. I had hoped to beat one or even 2 or 3 of them, but, you know, we'll settle for one. I was just like, they won't be that hard, right? Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. No, it's not that hard. I'm just terrible and can't pay attention. But, you know, enough of what everybody else says about me. What should I say about me? I'm dedicated. What a nice way to describe me. Thanks, me. Terrible. Terrible. Okay. I'm gonna say maybe we won't ever get past 8% again this stream. But maybe we could beat... Nope. My god. Now we're really going. Nope. Not anymore. Back to the beginning of the song again. It's a tragedy. Is a song like a video game where they spend a lot more time on the first 12 seconds than the rest? They're like, man, we really gotta get them, you know, here. They're gonna die in Geometry Dash, like, a lot. So the end of the song doesn't matter much. Bad. Hey, Orange Froggy. Yes. The rarest of sightings at Geometry Dash stream with the in-game music, at least temporarily. As long as we're on this level, or any other level where it's allowed. You know. Which is not a lot of them. It's really not a lot of them at all. Which is cool, you know. Look, I'm not somebody who thinks that musicians and artists don't need to get money. I am someone who doesn't want to get messages on my YouTube channel about somebody asking me for money, though. Have I done any map packs? I think I've done like one map on one of them, maybe? I don't recall. I certainly haven't spent a lot of time in there. I crashed. I think I might have gone to one because someone was like, you could go there and get a coin or something. I don't really remember. So we had done the Fire Gauntlet's the only other gauntlet we ever did. That would have been just, probably a month ago. And I did, I think, the first 3, and then we couldn't beat the 4th one. Terrible. Okay, that's a different way to die. We normally don't do that. New ways to die. Bye, KH. Have a good day. Thank you for your good luck wishes. Blah. Let's just not jump. That'd be great. We could just not jump. That'd be cool. You say this level looks really unfun? I don't think so. I'm just bad. What are some things that you don't like about it? Blah. The only thing that I wish is that there was like a slightly sharper outline on some of the spikes. But that's, you know, that's fine. It's just what it is. Because it's not hard, I'm just bad. If I was better, you know, we would have been done with this a while ago. You mean just like the sort of long stretches where nothing happens? I can't believe I crashed there. You say the gameplay by today's standards is boring, not creative. I see. Well, I don't have today's standards. I have my standards, which are very low. But it's too bad that this map wouldn't, you know, pass muster anymore. I think it's nice. It'd be nicer if I could beat it. Yeah, because if it was harder, then, you know, it would need to be further in the Gauntlet, right? The point of the first map is that it's supposed to be the most accessible of them, because you have to do them in order, right? Yeah. And then, of course, you know, they wouldn't have all the modern game modes, and say nothing of the visuals, you know, but they wouldn't just have, you know, the... Even, you know, Spider and stuff, I think, is, like, probably past where this was at. Because it looks like, you know, it's got Wave and Robot. I don't remember the order of things. But I like it. I'd like it better if I could beat it. And then we can move on to the next level, where we can't listen to the music. No. Terrible. Terrible. Oh man, you know, let's just fail to make simple jumps. That would be good. Back to that. Got it. Sure. Blah. You say I didn't list facts enough, probably. Yep, probably. I just jumped way too early. Just way too early. I said to myself, make sure you jump. You know, you don't want to not jump. I said all of those words in order. I just said them inside my head, so it went really fast. And then I jumped. It went perfectly. If by perfectly you mean there was one slight hitch in the plan. But I didn't have to tell you that. The beginning of the song told you that. Again. What? What? I don't get it. I don't understand it all. I'm not gonna try to. It just, like, flew me up out of the little portal tunnel thing. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. It's all in the past. YouTube's generous filter thinks that saying really dumb might be questionable. I mean, I guess it could be in context. Blah. Did we beat the game? Did we zoom up? No, we did not. We did not crack the code. Ow. That, it happened again, didn't it? Didn't it happen again? I don't think I did anything wrong, and yet, here we are. Dead. Again. Click later into the portals. It is bold and generous of you to assume that I have any plan or ability to change the way that I enter a portal. You saw what happened? Did I, like, input once I was inside or something? Held early, yeah. The difference between a press and a hold on a controller is so slight. Terrible. Terrible. I just can't resist jumping way too early, like a full half-second early. What? Come on. Terrible. I just, like, you know, I tried to go up. I was just on the bad side of the hitbox there, I guess. I really thought I was fine. I thought we were doing great. And then we ran off again. You know, I didn't think that was great. You say so close. Yeah, you know, and yet so far away. And yet. Wonderful. Magnificent. Great. Good, even. Yes, good. Good. Sometimes if you say a lot of lies out loud, you can believe them. You've probably noticed this from other people you've met. But they usually don't use it to make themselves feel better about Geometry Dash. I wasn't pressing anything. Hey Sid, we're failing at Geometry Dashes. How's it going? But it's good to see you. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. We're cheerful. We're cheerful about our inadequacies, and and part of that is true. No, I feel fine. I wish I could beat this level. But it's okay. It's not hard, I'm just bad. We're gonna listen to the same song until I beat it, or until I get tired of it. I haven't actually yet, which is kind of surprising. But it's, the way the build goes, and then, like, the way that the repetition internally goes, it makes it very, very repeatable for my tastes. Because you get these lovely slight variations, you know, they've got like the keyboard melodies going on in the background. And like here in a little bit, you get like a little bit more of that. You know, just those little high frequency keyboard notes there. It's a nice little little thing, and then here, you know, you die. But then you're right back here, and the way that the build works, like, before long you're already right back in the feeling of the music, so it just feels like a strangely long song. Say it looks hard? It's not. I'm just very bad at the game. A good player could do this level probably without ever having seen it before, whereas I am dying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Geometry Dash is a super hard game though, but people get like crazy good at it and they lose perspective on how good they are. No, 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 what? I don't... Poor performance indeed. No, 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 what? I don't even remember that part being there. I don't even remember that from practice mode. I thought it was over. I thought it was over. Somebody said don't grab the key at the end, and then I did it by accident, and that must have been what happened. Maybe the key makes the spikes happen. It's a 2-spike jump otherwise, okay. I'm like, because that was a lot, like, a 3-spike is a lot different than a 2-spike, right? I thought I had it. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, with that slow shit part, it's so sluggish, it's like really easy to overcorrect at the very beginning of it, and then, you know, no time to solve your problems. Only time for poor Sir Green Blockington to suffer for your mistakes. Poor little guy. Hooray! We did it! Congratulations, me! Hooray! 184 attempts, 2,290 jumps, 45 minutes. I mean, that's not so bad of a time to spend. Hooray! Thank you for your congratulations, everyone. Hello, Shishwa game. Huzzah! Alright, well. That's Amplification by Burku. We will give it the old thumbs up. That's a good level, and I like it. Now we come to the end of in-game music, because this level, Skyward, does not have a music that we are allowed to have. So, you know, the end of that, alas. We need to just... Oh, well, if we don't download it, then it won't exist. That's right. Yes, indeed, RIP music. Well, if we get to the 4th level, we won't, but we can listen to it again there. So, like, the song for the 4th level is called Skyward, but this level... No, it's called Skybound, but this level is called Skyward, making you feel like it's going to be, you know, for it, but it's not. It's a Decepticon. But anyway, back to it. And yes, R.I.P. the music indeed. that was awesome. You know, I actually really enjoyed playing it with the music, and you know, we'll try that whenever possible when we do levels. But you know, I am always gonna look, and you're never gonna convince me to ignore it. Not that any of you were trying to. Ah, I guess you crashed there. We're just gonna do practice mode because there's no real point in straight shooting forward. But you know, just to look at it, see if any part seems like real hard. You say the music seems a little more life. Yeah, you know, I'm sure they do in most cases, but you know, I'm a permissions-based guy, and if they don't give me permission to do it, I'm not gonna do it. But I did check before the stream for the Gauntlet tracks, so that's why I knew that we could listen to the first one, not tracks 2 or 3. Yes, to track 4 for it. I didn't check the 5th Gauntlet track because I didn't figure we would get there. Fall down there and then jump, and then we've got a nice logical ball section. And there you sort of nervously input as soon as you get your freedom, and you just, alright, so fall 1, jump 1, bounce 1, and then you just slide through, and then fall there, it looks like. Ah, a little bit too much juice there. What? Sinking like a stone in the sea. There we... Oh, it was a much bigger UFO than I'm used to. The responses were much more rigid. Ah. Man, that's, none of this is tough. It's just a lot of remembering what you're supposed to do, I guess. And then a little zoopy thing. Alright, so the last while... Alright, so they like to thank their grandmother. That's very sweet of them. Alright, yeah, we're gonna try to complete it without any checkpoints now. We'll go back and do some practice parts if necessary, but it seems like remembering what to do won't be that useful. You feel like the old inverse portal suit was used a lot in old levels? It might have just been like a sort of like, you know, a way to give a little bit of flash and pizzazz to an otherwise sitting still moment. You know, it gives you the illusion of motion because you didn't have like so much of like the visual background elements access that you have now. So maybe that's like sort of what it was, you know, like a flourish there. Ah, that's right. You don't need to do that if you're upside down. That would end you. That would lead to the death and demise of your poor little Green Blockington spirit. Sorry, Green Blockington. He is always suffering for my lack of attention. He did again. Are these custom levels? Yeah, so there's the in-game levels, but then there's a ton of custom levels, far more than there are for the developer's called RobTop. And so this is a gauntlet, which I understand is like a competition they put out. So this is the Ice Gauntlet. So they basically said, hey guys, do some ice-themed levels, and we're gonna have whatever competition, and then we're gonna put them into the game. You know, so there's like a tab where you can access these directly, but also there's custom levels that you can individually download that anybody can make, you know, and upload, and then people can play them and rate them and stuff. But these are ones that are of like a sufficient like reputation that although they are custom built, they are accessible just straight from the UI of the game without additional you know, like workarounds or searching. There's like a tab called Ice Gauntlet, and this is like the thing you click on the map to play it. But yes, it is very cool, because there's, I don't know the number of levels, somebody in here definitely does, but there's like less than 20 official mainline levels, right? Including unlockable ones and stuff. But there are many, many hundreds of thousands of actual levels that are rated by difficulty by the community, some of which that are, you know, made just to showcase specific, you know, art things or whatever, or concepts. It's really, like, the creative side of Geometry Dash is super fascinating. A lot of people are more motivated by the skill ceiling side of it, but I think it's very interesting what people make. A lot of, like, what I understand to be the modern trend is to try to make harder and harder levels, because that's how you get, like, the most eyes on your stuff. But this level would have been made something like 8 years ago, I guess, and they have, like, a lot of more modern tools now compared to then. So if you see, like, a new level, you'll be like, wait, is this the same game? You know, like, is that a magical turtle that's floating in the air pulling a witch's cart? You know, like, what's even going on? 22 main levels, yeah. Hello, Sokin Gunnarsson. Yeah, I guess the Demon List is the top 125 hardest levels, and that's curated by the community. So, like, people will, like, you know, they'll collect all of their difficult levels, you know, and that's basically, you know, like, your community reputation. That's your high score. You know, so whoever, you know, beats the hardest one has, like, a huge moment in the sun and that kind of thing. Whoever makes the hardest level, so, like, they have to be, it's called verified, and that's when, like, a single person ever beats it. And then that's like a cause of some celebration in the community, you know. And that just happened not too long ago. Oh, come on! I needed to jump a little bit more there. Terrible. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, I've only, like, sort of dipped my toes into the whole thing, because the game, it's too hard for me, and with my nerve problems, I can't dedicate the time to becoming a top player. And I don't even know, like, if it was the thing. Look, if my hands worked, I would be playing real-time strategy games, right? Like, that's what I would be doing. I would be being bad at those and having the time of my life. But I do enjoy playing this. It's just, you know, I'm somewhat restricted in my ceiling, even beyond my abilities, just because of my ridiculous human body that I'm imprisoned in. Hey, we did it. Hey, we did it! For their grandmother, Sir Harukin, Lazy Boy Recliner, and the people who make auto levels. Huzzah! Oh, the Demon List is higher than the thing that I said. I gave you bad information. Yes, indeed. 17 attempts, 5 minutes, you know. Sometimes it's a lot easier than the next one, right? Still, a nice level. We will give it the old thumbs up. It was good, you know? It was a good level. That one should have been first. I feel like just individually there are a lot of more, like... The components there were more spread out, which give you a little more time to think about a lot of the stuff. There's less, like, delicacy, like, in... Like, the shit part where I kept dying at, like 68% in the first one, where, like, you know, you only had a little bit of window and you had to sort of slalom through, you know. I mean, it's fine, but, yeah, I feel like they're both 5 stars or whatever, but Amplification definitely felt harder. Alright, this one is called Carnation. What in Carnation? But we will get to that now. Oh, what a bad choice. I will explain. So, when you do French press coffee, like I do, that's this little guy here, you do a little, you know, you boil the water, you grind up the coffee beans, you put it in there, but there's more, like, particulate left in the bottom. And also, when you get to the very bottom of a coffee thing, like, it often gets kind of cold, and I just Oh, I made a mistake. It's okay. It's not perfect. So anyway, I drank a little bit of very cold coffee with a whole bunch of solids from coffee beans in it. That'll really wake you up. Oh man. Whew. Time to go. Time to play Carnation. What incarnation indeed. We're just gonna put on the old practice mode. That's enough complaining about my poor life choices. Oh, upside down. UFO. I thought it was UFO normal, and I was just like, oh yeah, we'll just skate here. Oh, okay, we got a symmetrical duel. Looks symmetrical. No, not entirely symmetrical. Well, I don't understand it, but we got through it, so that's either good or bad. Ah. If it looks like I know what I'm doing there. Wow, you're right. Mm-hmm. You know, bad cold coffee is so much better than no coffee at all. That's what I have to say about that. Man, this auto checkpoint really wants you to play a big section here. It says LOL. Whoa. Okay. One of those little guys. Alright, so it's gonna zoop us up to the bottom where we go into a wave. Alright. And then it goes upside down there. Got it. Ooh. Okay, Billy. That's a good one. Yikes. Say pretty quick progress story? Yeah, maybe, but you know, I have a very strong history of sort of side reading stuff okay, and then doing it incredibly badly whenever the time comes for it. Alright, we're gonna put one there, because we don't need to go through that screen transition every time. Ah. Oh boy, I gotta visually figure out what's going on here. Like, what is going on there? You just gotta input right when you hit that orange portal without seeing what's going on, probably. I don't even know what's going on. Does it turn me into a UFO? I die before I even see. Yep, that is what happens. Say level called Cobwebs is good because it's just like 30 seconds of condensed difficulty. Well, that can be good or very frustrating. Ah, come on, why won't I jump? That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Actually, the opposite, because I wanted to drop down, and instead I jumped up and died. And I meant to live, but also to go downward. So, the opposite. If any of you were afraid that maybe I didn't mean the word when I said it, now I've defended it, and I feel like we can all agree that it was a strong defense of the nomenclature, and that it's permissible. I wake up ready to defend my use of the English language. Thank you. Ah! Boom, 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 boom. Alright. $60,000 attempts on the level, man. That's a way to try to live, man. I like to think that I would give up before then, but I did 7,000 on Blood Moon and like 9,000 on Club Step, which still haven't even beat Club Step, of course. Ah, come on. We get another diamond. Nobody knows how. Nobody knows what they're for, but they're provocative. They get the people going. Oh, what? What? Come on. I don't... Whatever. Hey, we got through the duel thing. It's not hard. You just have to do, like, 2 things, and sometimes they'll be right. I couldn't explain to you what those things are. They involve hitting the button and not hitting the button, but you have to do one and then not the other. Anyway, it's tough, you know. You just gotta work with it. A real pro Geometry Dash player like me just sort of does it instinctively, right? You know, they'll just casually go right through it twice in a row and then die there. LOL. Anyway, I still don't know how it works, but we've done it right a couple of times. So we're just going to keep on doing what we do, hopefully, and never have to learn. I crashed. It's so crazy that I beat that second level in like 5 minutes. Who am I? Just beating an easy level in this game easily. That's like what other people do. I struggle. When I introduced the stream, you know, I don't think most people were here. But anyway, I had this great intro planned, and then I forgot it. So I was like, man... And keep in mind, I don't know if other people already do this. It seems like it's very obvious, so they probably do. I was like, I should be like, Happy Mundash. And then, like, whenever I play Geometry Dash, I can just seamlessly integrate the day of the week to the word dash instead of day. I'd be like, Happy Saturdash, everyone, for example, if it happens to be the day of Saturn. And then I forgot. I forgot to do it. I just did my normal intro, and I forgot to wish everybody a Happy Mundash. So, Happy Mundash, everybody. Orange Frog, you say, I hope I realize I'm pretty good at the game in the grand scheme of things compared to the people who've really played. Well, you know, thank you. I did see there was a tab where it says, like, my ranking. I don't have, like, an account or whatever, but it still gave me a ranking. I am not in the top million, but I think I'm, like, in the top, like, 1,033,000. I don't know how the rankings work. The people above me had, like, less demons, like, because it just, like, showed you a couple above you, you know. It might say everybody is ranked 1,033,068 or whatever, but yes, Happy Mundash. I was like, I can seamlessly integrate this to all the days of the week, which, after all, charmingly have the word day inserted into them in this language, if not in all of them. Miércoles. That's only with the star count. I guess I don't know how you get those, or what they are. But I clearly must have gotten some by accident. I ran into the wall. Because, like, it's not like every friend group I'm in, but one of my friend groups, we always do, like, the happy day thing. So if you see someone, you'd be like, oh, happy Sunday, you know, that kind of thing. And it's just, like, a nice, you know, a nice generic greeting. I mean, not generic, after all. It does involve needing to know what day of the week it is. Ah! Well, there we go. Apparently, we don't know how it works, no. I jumped too late. You want to jump earlier. Which is why it's been working, because you only need, like, 2 inputs there. And they both need to be, like, kind of early, which, as a person who doesn't know what they're doing, you're likely enough to do, right? It just looks like stuff's going on, but it's actually not. Alright, and now it's going to go down underneath to the wave, and we just need to do that. And now we've got this part. No! Wrong zig, wrong zag. 77%. Seems good, though. You know, that was a good boost, right? Because we got, what, like a good, like, 30% chunk there or whatever? A dramatic improvement. Yes, indeed. Progress. And not terribly far off from victory. As I crash into a wall super early on anyway. No. To anyone who's played this game, I'm sure you understand the feeling very well of, like, rushed excitement. Not where you're like, I'm gonna beat a level I haven't beat before, but more like, I'm doing better than I've ever done. How, you don't even, like, dare to think, oh, I'm gonna beat it. But you're like, man, okay, and then you're like 10%, 15%, you're just like, okay, I'm smashing it. You know, like, this is a good run. And then, you know, brought down back to Earth eventually. Or not, you know, sometimes, you know, like my Death Moon victory was like 85 to the victory. Ah, you're not supposed to do that. I have, on some levels, had like quite big breaks to the end. I didn't think it was going to happen there. I was about to start thinking it, though. If we got to, like, the 80% part, I was going to start thinking it. So we were not terribly far off. I'm like, all right, you got, like, the Tunnel of the Teeth. It's important to give the obstacles that you'll face some, like, nice names. Aw, come on, what? Anyway. Like, the dinosaur in Time Machine or Cycles or whatever. Right. Alright, am I just hitting the green thing, like, way too late? Am I supposed to hit it, like, early? I thought I needed to go to the other side of it, because otherwise it would bounce me up. But maybe I'm just like, maybe I need to get it a lot more precisely. Maybe. As I've died on the thing a couple of times, maybe I'm doing something wrong. No. No, I'm perfect. It's the children who are wrong. It's the game who doesn't understand what's going on here. Oh, I didn't even know I could die there. I mean, I should have known. What I mean to say is I thought we were on a good timing. We just jumped too late. Much too late. And there I looked down. Just totally misremembering how the level works. Ow. Okay, that's one way to behave too. What? Oh, you can get a little thing there that gives you a heart? I died. Yeah, I guess you can grab the thing and then it lights up something else, which is interesting. I just missed it, yeah. I am so bad. Like, what is it with levels where I can't do the first part at all? It's probably because I don't pay attention. You know, what are my problems in life? Are you paying attention? I'm like, well, no. I'm not gonna start either. You know, like, once you get a run going, though, you gotta actually, like, wake your brain up. You're like, hey, okay, we're not doing the same thing anymore. We're doing the part of the level where maybe we don't have to do the same thing anymore. Because, like, anyway, like I'm saying, you know, you do a segment so many times, it just loses all meaning. So many times. I've only been here, like, 20 minutes. We're going back to practice mode because I gotta figure out what's going on with that orb, right? I gotta figure out what I'm supposed to do. Okay, maybe you do hit it like really early, and I've just been thinking you don't. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's all. Alright, well, that sorts that out. Now we know. I was thinking that it was going to change the gravity and bounce me over wrong, but actually you just need to hit it very early and then it's fine. I don't know how anything works. I shouldn't have pretended I did. But hey, now we've got that sorted out. Now we know. Alright, now it's gonna go down there to the wave. And now this. Ah, okay, that's fine. That is fine. That is the way of the world, apparently. What? I swear I was inputting. It doesn't matter. My oaths mean nothing here. Gotta be much quicker there. Man. Poor performance indeed. Sure. I hit that in time, but in a very real sense I didn't. I'm gonna go to the mainstay of the computer is mad at me. It's mad at my insults. And that's why I had to run into the wall again, you know. It's got it out for me. Well, thought I was fine there. Very clearly wasn't. It's fine, it's cool. I crashed through the wall again. Bad. You're supposed to roll through the portal. I do know this. I've died there a lot. Ha! Sure. Blah, blah. I forgot to jump again. Sure. Sure. Feels bad. I was already mentally preparing for the next part and crashed into the roof instead. Let that be a lesson to you. If you're capable of crashing into the roof, you gotta think about that. You gotta include the roof in your danger-related calculations if you're capable of crashing into it. If not, then like just make sure it's not gonna fall down on you, if possible. Man, I thought the roof was going to fall down on me yesterday. So, you know, as y'all know, it's late June, which means people are feeling way more America than usual. Just like they are feeling so America out here, y'all. They are getting America all up in the sky when the sun goes down. And it's so loud and shocking and surprising in a bad way. And, you know, I know it's going to sound new-fashioned, but I just wish there was a way to love your country that didn't involve explosions at all. But I'm not in charge of whether or not we have explosions in the sky. By the way, Explosions in the Sky, great band, recommend them, give them a listen. You know, they don't know who I am, I'm just a fan. Their songs do not principally concern fireworks, but you can look at them through that lens if you so desire. Ah. You say the Force Fun, why is there on top with it? From what I understand, a lot of the modern what we would call cultural festivals are sort of a response to the Cold War, right? So in the wake of the Second World War and the division upon the lines of, you know, the Marshall Plan and the beginning of the U.S. hegemony, and by contrast, you know, the Soviets that were the linchpin of the opposing side in the conflict, right? So you had more patriotism, more like public religious intertwining of festivals, you know. So like you wouldn't expect like a bonkers Christmas Thanksgiving parade, whatever, you know, in like 1910, because the context of what it meant to celebrate these aspects was different, you know. But I'm not like a scholar of the festivals, but I do believe that a whole lot of like what we look at as like modern, or like how Americans do the 4th of July or whatever, is really like post-war responses. So sort of like its own internal propaganda, right? Because everything that a government, you know, encourages is its own form of that, you know. So they, you know, you have whatever thing going on, you have the planes flying over the sports arenas or whatever. Obviously, they couldn't have done that back in the day because there weren't planes, but, you know, you wouldn't have expected that much intertwining of militarism with festivals once upon a time. But, you know, with the modern era, people quite grow accepting of explosions as long as they take place in a way that they accept, you know, internally, without putting too fine a point on it. One time one of your friends bought fireworks so to forest fire? Yeah. I mean, they're fun. Obviously, they're fun. Look, that's the thing that they don't tell you. Like, the reason that things are dangerous is because they're fun. No, the other way around. The reason things are fun is because they're dangerous. Like, the thrill you get of thinking, I shouldn't be trying to climb the side of this mountain, that's why you do it, you know? If it felt normal to jump out of a plane, people wouldn't do it for fun, because it would bore them. Every idiot I know that drives too fast likes it. It's fun. It's fun because it's stupid. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be like, I haven't shot bottle rockets at people, or I haven't done unsafe things with freely sold explosives that are called fireworks, but are really just gunpowder in a tube. You know, look, I was young. I'm an old person now, and I would never, but somehow I have my fingers still. I never knew anyone who was grievously injured by a firework, but, you know, you hear stories. Certainly I understand that it could happen. Think for the four, they should make everything free. That's the propaganda you want. You know, that, I would like that too. Tear up the streets with jackhammers and plant flower beds. No, I think I'll be at work. I think, yeah. That's also very America, to go to work on Independence Day so that people with more money than you can pay your boss so that you can work on Independence Day. No, I don't get too bitter about that one. It's when I work on International Workers' Day that I'm like, oh, come on, am I not too a worker? Boss, I need May Day off this year. No particular reason, don't worry about it. I forgot to jump. But no, for Independence Day, besides working, I'm planning on reading the Declaration of Independence, you know, for the internet. We're gonna play some Minecraft, and then I'm gonna make some jokes about National Treasure, and then I'm gonna read the Declaration of Independence. I think it's gonna be straight heat. You know, because if you haven't heard the Declaration of Independence, like, it's hardcore stuff, you know? It really goes there. It's good. It's good prose. It gets it done. Sure, like, the beginning and the end are kind of, you know, wordy, but, you know, they have to do the intro and summary thing, but it gets awesome in the middle. Aw, really? Feels bad. I really thought we had that. Shows what I know, which is not a lot. Could be virtually nothing. The duel is super easy, but you know, when you visually look at it, you wouldn't immediately know how to do it unless you got lucky, which I did. And I'm like, just do like 2 things and wait, and it actually worked. Man, how did I... Anyway, new best, 81%. I remembered where I died last time, and I did better, so there's that. No, we're tightening up the level pretty considerably. We might do it any day now. Any day now, any day now. Ah, come on, come on! How could I? How could I have done that to me? 89%. Pretty good. Ah, close. Very close. Actually, 89 was really close. There's only a little bit more, you know. There's the section of the teeth, the tunnel o' teeth. I'm actually having a really good time this stream. You know, that's what I just need to play levels that aren't so hard, you know, because it's so frustrating, and my personality is certainly better suited towards levels that I can actually beat. I crashed again. Just need to run down cool levels that have songs that I can listen to, because that was awesome. Like, I really had a blast with the first one, even though I, you know, could have beat it quicker. And depending on how long I get stuck on levels, I'll definitely have to turn the music off, at least for some attempts, but, you know. It was an interesting experience, you know, like, because the mood of this audio library that I use can shift so much, whereas, you know, there's certainly a benefit towards the level being designed, at least with the track in mind. But I'm not a lawyer, I'm just someone who tries to obey the law whenever I'm being documented. And other times, but especially whenever I'm being documented. Or we could not jump there, that's fine too. The amount of people that are just like, hello, yes please, I would like to break the law and also put a video of it onto the internet. And I'm like, could not be me, dude. Like, what? not to brag, but anytime I did something wrong, not illegal, but something wrong, you know, I've always tried to get away with it. Sure, I might have fessed up eventually, but, like, I didn't, like, go and be like, here's a picture of me. Here's a video of me doing the thing I'm not supposed to do. Would you like to watch it? Yeah, Sid, for sure. Like, the jumps and, like, the transition in screens and stuff will often match it. With, like, really hard levels, I think it sort of, like, breaks away, but, you know, with the simpler levels, because there's less inputs, you can definitely tell that people have, like, you know, tried to match the mood. And the orbs, like, pulse to it, depending on how they've done it. Ah, blah. Yes, those people are brave. Maybe not the right kind of brave necessarily, but brave. Look, we're taught that, like, if a law is unjust, you're supposed to break it openly, you know, to demonstrate that, you know, to the society, the unjust nature of the structure, right? But if a law is just and you break it openly, like, you know, don't push people in public, then, like, what are you really doing? Not that those idiots that, you know, prank people by assaulting them should get away with it, but I don't understand how they're, like, videotaping it. But I guess I do understand. They want to get rich and famous, and they don't care that they're doing bad things about it. Anyway, all of this is just to say, as your attorney, I'm not actually a lawyer, as your attorney, don't break the law. But if you ever do anything that you don't want people to see, don't record it. Just don't. Don't take a picture of it. Don't write it down. Keep your secrets. You know? And again, don't break the law. But there's plenty of stuff that isn't illegal that still shouldn't be documented. Like playing people's songs on YouTube that you're not supposed to play. That's exactly what I mean. That's the best example I can give. And especially don't use people's songs on YouTube after saying 1,000 times on video, I know I'm not supposed to do this. I forgot to jump again. Feels normal. Because, you know, you either get to 89% or you die at 8. That is the duality of Geodash. Huh. That was smart. You see, an alternative to gliding on a platform is to run into the wall. I did not say it was a good alternative, but it is an alternative, and you will occasionally witness it. Sometimes consistently. It's hard to say. I love this beat. It always makes me feel like Cardi B is about to jump in and do a song about Geometry Dash or whatever I'm playing at the time. Blah. Yeah, we need a Cardi B Geodash input collab. No, for sure. Preferably have a video of her, like, playing with one of her, like, big nail sets on, you know? Just, you know, really having a time of it. And then, like, there could be a cutaway to that tiger playing Geometry Dash and just, like, crushing, you know, like, a really hard level. That tiger. You know, the one from the video. The one a long time ago. The tiger. I don't think it's her tiger. Look, regular people shouldn't have big cats. I don't think I'm unique in thinking that. But if I was, like, really rich, it'd be hard to resist the temptation to do a bunch of stuff I wasn't supposed to do. Like, have a pet bear. After all, if no one can stop you. Be like, oh, you don't want me to have a bear? I guess I'll buy an island where me and my bear can live. You know, they can't stop you. Sinking like a stone. That's why you're not rich, Sid. Yeah. Yes, if only it was ethical. Indeed. Look, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm poor out of principle. I'm poor because no one's given me a ton of money that I didn't work for. And if you want to see me become a rich man, just let that happen. This is like the plot of a Charles Dickens book, though. You know, it's like, hey, maybe eventually a very rich benefactor will let you run into a wall. No, as I joke all the time, you know, maybe I could win the lottery, except I don't play the lottery because I know how to do arithmetic. I'm not good at math, but I can do a little arithmetic. Ah, why? I like the colors in this, you know, I guess, you know, Ice Gauntlet, so it makes sense that it's icy. It reminds me a lot of Shiver. Which makes sense, you know, ice. Nah, man, why? You're supposed to fall there. I was just holding down. Indeed, Sid. You know, if you just have, like, very rich parents, you don't even need to win the lottery. If you simply have $100 million and put all of your money into a 5% fund, then, you know, in 15 years... But it is alright. You know, we didn't grow up, like, dirt poor or anything. I hope I don't represent, like, that I milked goats and stuff, and that my family, you know, like, had chickens and, like, grew our own food as, like, that we were dirt poor growing up. There's just, like a lot of kids in my family and stuff, you know. My dad worked for the post office, you know, like, we had electricity and everything, but I never thought, you know, growing up, like, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna live in the lap of luxury. I thought, I'm gonna make a life where I don't have to milk a goat. You know, like, that was my thing. I'm like, man, I don't want to haul hay and water around. I don't want to have to milk a goat every morning and night for the rest of my life. That is my idea of success. I don't want to have to do a bunch of chores I don't care about, you know? And, not that growing food and animal husbandry and stuff is not very important. I deeply resent anything that's a demand on my time, especially stuff that can't be put off due to, you know, like, literal humanitarian neglect reasons. You know, like, you can't just not milk a goat. Even if you don't feel like getting out of bed, it's gotta get done. I don't want anything in life that's like that. That's why I don't have a snake. Snakes gotta eat. You can't let them go hunt on their own. They won't come back. They don't care about you. I can't be buying a snake every time I send one out to hunt. Run out of names eventually. Yeah! Got it. Like a boss. We got some more of those currencies we don't know what to do. 75 attempts, this time around. 29 minutes, this time around. Yes, 199 total attempts. And you know what that means. It's time for the next level! Geobound. And you also know what that means. That it's time to go to this song. And, alright, lock in with a Y. Got it. Attribution. We made it. But yes, so we'll have the music. We'll put it on for a bit, and then, you know, on practice mode, the music doesn't work right because you got to do some stuff or whatever. Play this in practice mode before playing. Yeah, I know. But we're gonna put the music on first anyway. And not do what it says. Okay, the music... I thought I turned it on. Maybe it, Oh, right, you gotta... You're right. You know, because I never do this stuff, so you guys know what's up. Yeah. Like, I don't hear anything. But, yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Too bad I'm bad at the level and won't ever be able to hear it. What? Yeah, because, like, the things in the background, like, sort of shudder with the song and pulse. It's cool. What? Oh, invisible platform. Confusion. Music's too loud? I see. Is this better? I can turn it down more. Oh, that's awesome! I love it, you know. I mean, like, the way the music goes with the level, it's super cool. I don't love that I died, you know. That just is what it is. It's so cool! It's so cool! I've really been missing out on Geometry Dash by not having the music, but you know, copyright is its own beast. I crashed. Ah, you're supposed to go up there. Anyway, this song's very cool. This level's probably gonna take a while to get through. That's okay. I think of the... Do I even know what Deathman sounds like? I do not. I only know, like... I know what Clutterfunk's song sounds like. That's the only song that I know from any level I've ever played, really. Aww. I should check it out, you say? Yeah, you know, I might do that. Feels funny to spend so long on a level and not know what it's supposed to be like as an experience, but you know. That's me in Geometry Dash, doing it wrong. Aww. This song's so cool, I hate that I'm messing it up right when it gets to the awesome part. But you know, sometimes you can zig instead of zag. You can pizza instead of french fry. Aww. I'm so bad. Terrible. Terrible. The key at the start makes the wave auto. I mean, I guess, you know, in case people wanted to get through the level and that part was too hard for them. Seems like a nice way to, you know, sort of add an accessibility to it. Maybe they think this part is too hard for the rest of the level and that people will, you know, will want... Yeah, like, I can only check out Deathman's song if I do it not on stream. Terrible. Anyway, I'm so bad. Terrible. Just terrible. Well, we did alright, you know. Hey, 3 levels isn't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. The second one we beat in like 5 minutes. That was good, you know. I'm so awful. Anyway. I am having a good time, but unfortunately, the relentless march of time continues, and so too do my obligations. In places that are not the internet. Very unfortunate. But I think that's just about all I've got for you today. This will be the last run, unless the next one is. Yeah. But yeah, a cool little level. That's Geobound. Ugh. But yeah, I gotta get on with my day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye Sid. Bye Natasha. Bye Froggy. Bye Q. Bye Snorzy. Goodbye everyone. If you're watching in the future, I hope the weather is nice. I should be back around in, you know, like 10 or 11 hours maybe. Probably just playing some night Minecraft, you know. Maybe something else, but probably just a little bit of Minecraft tonight. But barring some unforeseen circumstance, I should be able to maybe see you then. So see you guys later. Bye.